This lesson for the Cornet Project class is part 2 of Text or Talk. The talker's motto, know nothing, know everything. The talker's content is quietly passed along over a period of years by word of mouth or popular media, groupie school meetings fueled by peer group pressure, surreptitious cults and private one-purpose organizations, home-based propaganda. Postmodernism, students susceptible to fake agendas are those unwilling to accept fundamental truth, unwilling to understand basic everyday logic, unwilling to read and analyze established literature. For these pseudo-thinkers, it is far easier to be into what isn't, blindly believing whatever peer leaders or zealots or mystics mindlessly decree, regardless of proof, logic, or common sense. Internet websites all propagate and endeavor to perpetuate personal belief and unproven assertions as unquestionable fact. Talkers make decisions in spite of rather than in light of fact. Talkers tell enough people the same lie enough times, and in time some will believe it. Functional fixity is characterized by inflexible thinking, unmoved by logic, fact, or research. This is how talkers multiply. The false authority curriculum breeds talkers, experts who lock onto one idea, belief, position, or common sense. Myth and circumstance replace research and rigor. Closed to and unaccepting of alternative views or ways of thinking. The functionally fixated instant expert talker reflects what is aptly called hammerhead thinking. Talkers, that is, hammerheads of themselves, wrong, doubtful, in doubt, never. Talkers care little about fact and care even less about accuracy. Hammerheads, these talkers, see life as a hammer. If all one has is a hammer, everything becomes a nail. Talkers believe that what they want to believe what they want to believe and disregard the rest. Their justification is the outrage of their position or the degree of attention they can muster regardless of truth, logic, consequence. Intransigence is key. On being into what isn't, misplaced precision is the sum total outcome of pseudo-knowledge. The rest of misplaced precision is the kind of thinking characterized by functional fixity and hammerhead. The functionally fixated hammerhead thinker may be wrong, but never in doubt. Opinion, not proof, counts. Hearsay, not history, is cherished. Commentary and not competency is heralded. Rhetoric, rather than research, is practiced by the instant expert, beset by misplaced precision. The talker's profile. He's obsessively driven by value judgments. You should or you ought. Is quick to climb onto most any bandwagon. Staggeringly reluctant to get off. Will almost always say, that's too much to read, or why should I read that? Will always excuse, rationalize, shoddy grammar, incorrect spelling, poor speech. Will, no, must be heard at any anti-this or anti-that gathering. Is eager to tear down, eager to find fault, loathes to build up or praise, is quick to talk, slow to listen, unable to accept alternative explanations, fights for undeserved credit for himself, fights harder against offering credit to deserving others. Inevitably is eager to expound far beyond his or her achieved or ascribed limits of competence, never quotes published research. If the talker deigns to quote other than himself or herself, what's quoted will be dogma. Posers, dilettantes, charlatans, zealots, cult figures, and other truth pretenders. Is quick to cry foul at the slightest slight when all else has failed logically, and again, regardless of overwhelming evidence to the contrary. The talker inevitably shouts racism, discrimination, I've been victimized, I've been disadvantaged, I've been wronged, it is their fault, I failed. Absolutely never answers a direct question. Fetishly relies on consensus logic. Most agree that, everyone knows that. Offers a false choice. He will offer you options with which you disagree and which don't seem to be reasonable, logical, or even fair. Clings to one view, one position, one argument, one answer, regardless of even overwhelming evidence to the contrary. Absolutely always wants it his way. Nothing else is good enough nor right. Is never at fault. The finger always points away from the mirror. Why didn't you tell me? Or you made me do it are two classic cries of the talker. Will never say I don't know. Talkers always have the answers. Always. This is where we get formed categories, religious jargon, contradictory reasoning. We have constructs that in which people who advocate them don't agree, haven't even established their own consensus, except use the same words, follow the same reasoning, and ignore the contradictions. A quick and easy way to unmask a talker: just ask a rather sophisticated question, the answer to which you absolutely know for certain and can thus document in the research literature. Thus, we were trained in evaluative methodologies is to evaluate in such a manner as to be able to define, document, and disclose any fallible features or any element that would be self-contradicting. The texter will reply either with the correct answer or I don't know, or I'm not sure, or words to that effect. A talker, however, will babble on with an air of certainty. Of course, the only certainty is that the answer is incorrect. And that ends our Texter Talk Part 2. And this is a couple decades old material that I've used before and taught often in classes while training. So you have a blessed day. Enjoy this lesson.